And there we go, we're live. Hey, what's the crack? How you doing? You're all very welcome to episode 45 of Ramble Pod. Ramble Pod for part of the Buckshot Network, if you don't mind. We call it a network, lads. It's just me, really. And ye. Number 45 for today is Monday that I'm recording this, and it'll go out live to the old Patreons because we are currently live. My head is live. It is alive. And it's, but to other people, you'll be hearing this on Tuesday night. It's now 8th of April. Good Christ. April. You want to see the cut of the weather outside. It's like the fucking Silent Hill or something. It's this weird misty shit that's just coming in over. Holy Christ almighty. Well, how was your weekend? Huh? Did you enjoy? A lot of people enjoyed the old Mickey podcast. Who doesn't enjoy a bit of Mickey? I know, it's such a cheap joke. I shouldn't even be fucking doing that. Like, I mean, Mickey has done enough of that himself, no doubt. But yeah, there you are. It's a lot of people did enjoy the Mickey podcast. I had a busy weekend. I had a busy one. Where was I? Oh yeah, Derry. I was in Derry on Thursday. I think before I was talking to you last, I was in Derry on Thursday night in Londonderry. But I never got around. Yeah, I was annoyed with myself that I never got around to asking him, because you know what I mean. You're going through your page and you're going through the whatever, and they were just a very, very nice comedy crowd. But there was, I don't think they were ready to give too much back. You know, they were new to comedy in a lot of ways. Like, so there wasn't. You couldn't. I'd want to play with them too much because you could see the nervous look when I'd ask a question and someone they start looking at the ground. So I did want to kind of put it to him. But I figured it could be, we'd be there all fucking night about Derry Girls. Because I haven't watched it. I watched 25 seconds maybe of a clip and it seemed good. I don't know, like people are raving about it. I just haven't had fucking time to sit down and watch it. I've been recapping on Game of Thrones, lads. Game of Thrones. But I wanted to ask him, because you know what I mean? Like, what I found funny was, who was from, they're from Sligo. A comedian was telling me he was from, he's from out west anyway, but he was telling me that a lot of the locals, the old boy locals, like don't like the Hardy Bucks because of the big lads from that town, because of the image it's painting of like lazy layabouts and, you know, white trash style fellas. Like, they fucking drives them bananas, fucking furious over it. Like, we're not like that, we're hard working fuckers, which absolutely you can get it. Like, but I mean, at the same time, you get that it's a silly TV show, it's comedy, like. But I kind of wanted to get a take on I'll do it maybe next time I'm in Derry. Is just to see, just feel it out at the beginning, maybe just feel it out. It's kind of rage. I kind of forgot too. Like, after 4 hours of driving, you just want to do your gig. You know what I mean? Grab a fucking kebab, get back on the road. I just quite literally just jumped in the car, was gone. It's a long old haul, is Derry. I mean, it says 3.5 hours on the watch and call it, but when you factor in the M50 here in Dublin, oh my Jesus! No matter what time of the fucking day or night, last week, whatever the fuck was going on, it was like a drop of rain fell and people had forgotten how to drive in the rain all of a sudden. It's fucking Ireland. It rains 80% of the time. But for some reason, people turn into total fucking gobshites when it comes to driving in the whatchamacallit. But so yeah, you're looking at easy a 4 hour drive, 3.5 hours in either direction. So it makes for a long old haul just to do a half an hour. You know what I mean? But it was a lovely, lovely gig. Lovely room, I tell you. Get yourselves along to that if you're from the Derry direction. Get yourself along to the loft at the Brickworks. Ooh, nice fucking room. Nice. And I was looking at some of the posters on the wall. Some decent music coming there as well. Like, so whatever about the comedy, but it was a great night. Great night. 2 lads that were coming as well. I can't remember the fucking names. My brain is just rock solid. We've become friends and whatever on Facebook since, but they were coming over from like the Belfast direction, and their car blew up, which is amazing when you think about it. When you how you describe that, like, there should be more done about that, like that their car blew up from Belfast to Derry. I mean, I'm not getting into it, people, but you can drive. It did. Well, I mean, I think it was probably a bit of an over-exaggeration. I think it died on its whole, whatever car the boys were driving over. But they got over in the end. So we started a little on the late side, but it was grand. It was grand. I enjoyed the shit out of it. There was a couple, it was weird. There was a couple of old boys who I'm guessing had paid in, or they were up there all day or whatever in the venue. I don't know. Well, I don't know how they would have fucking paid into it to just sit in the corner and talk as loud as fuck during the first act. Like, and you're kind of going, what the fuck are you doing? So I kind of said, like, I'm not overly precious about things, but I'm not having that. Not a fucking hope. You know, go back downstairs to the pub if you want to have a chit chat. So, but the staff did go over and fuck them out. And shout out to the people too, the podcast listeners that came over. It was a husband and wife. They were podcast listeners. They came over. They wouldn't tell me their names. They just kind of went, oh, hello. And we shook hands and got a photograph or whatever. And then Chappie was playing downstairs. He had Instagrammed beforehand. I didn't catch your name, brother. But I just sounded a bit like a fucking culchy Hulk Hogan there for a second, didn't I? I didn't catch your name, brother. I didn't catch your name, brother. But thanks a million for coming over. I think you got some of the set or whatever. Following night, it was a bit closer to home. I was in International for 2 shows on the early show, the 7:45, and the late show. A couple of people had come up from Limerick to see yours truly. Can you believe that shit? Very, very nice. I'll be back. I mean, they saw me in Limerick and UCH, but they're coming back. They came up to Dublin. Cool. It was a great gig. It was the late show on the Friday one. It was a great gig. You can't really go too far wrong with the International. It was good old fucking crack. I was there with Damo Clark, Fiona Frawley was on, and Danny Ryan, a Limerick chap. Yeah. So it was good all night. Good all night at 2 gigs. And 3 gigs the following night. I was over in Chaplin's in between the 2 gigs. Oh, I was fairly fucked. But I wasn't. Like, I mean, it's not heavy labor, like, but at the same time, like, your brain is just fucking doesn't switch off. You know, even when you're backstage and you're waiting to go on and stuff, or even between shows, you're waiting to go on and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. But although on the Friday night, I caught most of the Munster match actually between the games. It was great. Between the gigs, it was great. Popped across the road. Nice to see. See, you wonder too. I know this. I say this isn't a rugby podcast or a sports podcast, but like, people were giving out all year that Munster had to do. Oh, they'll have to do more to score tries now if they're, they want to be scoring more tries, and they weren't, and they were happy with their defense, and then all of a sudden, we're almost ready for semi-final, and here they are, fucking scoring tries from left, right, and fucking centre. I wonder, do you keep that shit on? Is it that hard? Because ex-players go, oh no, you couldn't be keeping a style of rugby hidden when you unleash at the end of the season. Of course you fucking could. These are professional players. Just work to a program and go, remember all that shit we were training for? Let's fucking let her rip. Let her rip, Taylor Chip, because they absolutely fucking bet him out the door. Bet Cardiff out the door. It's great to see. Anyway, we're not a sports podcast. So that was the weekend's gigs. Good crack, good people. Chaplin's then was full, like, of just, it's gassed and fucking dynamic. Like, it's mostly Irish people will go over to the International. Then just like 500 yards away, you go to the other comedy club, and it's fucking hell. It's United Colours of Benetton, like, or United Nations of Benetton, really, I suppose. But it was just stags and hens and people from fucking everywhere inside. There was almost no Irish people in there. There was one lippy missus, from what I could see with the host. She was from Belfast. She was giving loads of lip up front. But fair play, she shut the living fuck up when I got on stage. I don't really leave much air in the fucking in what I'm saying. If I'm doing like a 20-minute set, there isn't a lot of air to get in there, like, you know what I mean? So, and I don't put a lot of rhetorical questions out to the audience either, like, unless, I don't really. I'm supposed to be there for ye to do fucking entertain ye, you know what I mean? Some lady full of fucking cider, at 10:30 in the evening. She may think it's good what she's saying, but I can guarantee you 99.9% of the audience, including probably whoever she's with, think not. You know what I mean? And that goes for fellas too. Piping up. Pipe up if it's worth doing, but don't keep it up. You know what I mean? Just go along with it. Leave it in the old professional hands. But in saying that, I'm giving out here. I'm not even giving out, but I've gone down this road plenty of times before. She was grand. She didn't fucking utter a word. And I had a good old chat with Emma Doran. She was on that lineup as well. Steph and Emma we've some funny things lined up that I think could be interesting. We have a couple of funny things that we're gonna collab on, because she's one half of the Up to 90 podcast with Julie J, which I'm sure a lot of people listen to. If they listen to this, Emma is a friend of the show as well, but she's a fucking class comedian, and she's not living far away from me here, so it could be cool to collab with her. Because we've some funny ideas. She's done some very funny sketches. If you listen to her stuff from, I'm guessing if you Google it, if you listen to her stuff that she did with FM 104. and I'd kind of a tie in with FM 104. But we may do something. It's just to keep your ear holes. I'll let you know anyway if I do. Oh yeah, I did. I think I've been fucking around for like I talked about these sketch things before. Do you know the way like I was saying I haven't a will nor fucking want to do sketches, but one has kind of been like just I've always loved. There was a show years ago called The Fast Show, and they had a bloke. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. They just have like it was a sketch show, but it's one or two different characters would do it, but they just kind of walk out from behind a hedge, say something, and be gone. Do you know, it was done quickly, like. So if anybody wants to look at my Instagram today, I threw up one today. My silly wig we had and like a mustache thing I got in the Euro shop and a pair of old glasses. And it was just ridiculous. It's like 50 seconds long. Have a look at it on Tom O'Mahony Comedy on Instagram. It's on the Facebook page as well because you can share through, like, but it's just a bit of silliness. I'm going to see, because I actually enjoyed doing it and it was really easy to edit, fucking edit, like cut it together. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't exactly, you know, I'm not exactly fucking, I can't even think of somebody famous who makes movies. That'll take Steven Spielberg, lads. Listen to this fucking idiot. Good God, it's Monday, isn't it? My brain is absolutely shite. I went for another fucking class breakfast, lads. I don't want to be boring you with breakfast stories, but Jesus Christ. If you can put up with the wank and the rude service, because the service was, the manager, she was really nice, but the fucking, like, it was busy, but like the level of fucking ignorant out of you want that was fucking, that came over to us, the service and stuff, and the wanky people you're sitting around. And so I says to Fikra, BMWs were a thing once upon a time. This is a genuine thing that was going on right beside us. And we were going, oh my God. Like there was, you know, and quite a surprising amount of women in there with their faces fucking, this is in the morning, like their faces fucking injected with shit, like, and you're going, this put me off my brekkie. Well, it wasn't really. Oh, jeez, I had this stuff with chorizo. And it was kind of weird. It was chorizo and spuds and poached eggs. But Jesus fucking Christ, was it good. It was just fucking really good now, I have to say. Steep was about 13 quid. But you know what? I'd pay nearly double for how tasty it was. Went over starving too. That's the only way to have a brekkie out, because you're eating every fucking last bit of it. I didn't give a shit how full I felt halfway in. I went, I'm eating every fucking bit of this because they're not going to give me back the money with the leftovers, the percentage back. Like, I ate that's the trick. That is the fucking trick. Going anywhere, going out to any food, make it a habit of lifetime. Go out hungry. Go fucking hungry. Go starving. You know what I mean? Even, especially if you're showing up to like a wedding or something, which we have this week. I won't eat for 2 days. I swear to God, I'll eat every bread roll and everything in the fucking house. I couldn't give a shit. So that's the idea, because you don't want to, you know what I mean? Especially when you shouldn't be fucking leaving it on the plate anyway, but at the same time, if you're eating out, eat. Jesus, when I see people sending back stuff on plates going, thank you, that was lovely. And it's half of it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? They're not going to give you any money back for that. Eat every fucking bit of it. You know, even if you feel a bit on the fat side, that's you chose to come out. That's your commitment to yourself and to your pocket. Don't be a fucking fool. Just go hungry. You'll be grand. Oh, Jesus, it was good, lads. It was fucking, Jesus. I'm trying to think what else I did. I know there was a couple of interesting. Do you know what? I don't know, have I ever talked about this before? I know I've talked to my Northern Irish friends about this, like, but what is the law on having security lights outside your business that's on the roadside that are fucking blazing up the road? Like, there's a few of them on the Dublin to Belfast road, but on the fucking road from Derry, holy sweet mother divine Jesus, the amount of fucking businesses and just farms. And these, I know obviously you're lighting up your yard, you don't want to be robbed or whatever, but there has to be some law on the direction where you're pointing them. Like, you're around the corner and it's like a fucking UFO is looking at you. Every third corner around it, it's like, what the fucking another one, like, Jesus Christ, blinding you. It's not that I'm going, you know, a few times I'm going, is that a car? Is it a... But then there's others who come around and you're like, oh, Jara, for fuck's sake, you want to nearly reverse down the road against them, like. And they're shining in both fucking directions. There has to be, like, well, there obviously isn't a fucking law of any sort, but I'm the only one that gets bothered by this. I know. See, this is what happens when you drive by yourself for 4 hours, lads. You start finding things. That's annoying me now. See that thing there now? That's annoying me. I was chuffing myself. I put new wipers on the car. I felt like a fucking NASA scientist because they're a completely new design or whatever. And they'd come with completely different fucking shape to the things that were already on it. Oh, fuck me. I worked it out after about 25 minutes. I was like, I still am an engineer, lads. I can work it out. I'm a genius. Not really. Not really. When I flipped over the box, there was instructions on the back of the box. So, that's maybe my level of smartness isn't exactly where I thought it was. Maybe it fucking isn't. Did you see the so bare knuckle fighting? This is the thing. There was a show, I think, was it Vice or somebody made, no, or was it on Netflix? I think there was a show, and this guy, he was an ex-security guy. He was trying to get bare knuckle fighting off the ground in legit in England, and of course it was just bringing fucking lunatics and gangsters from all sorts. But it's after getting off the ground in the States, and it's actually your man Artem, the Russian fella that fights out of SBG, actually fought at the weekend. Did you see their fucking faces? Oh my Jesus Christ! Artem Lobov is your man's name. Rushhammer, I think I think I met him briefly once at a thing. It's like a dream to me. I did. He holy fuck! Their faces were absolutely fucking mangled. Great to see it. Great. I mean, go for it, lads. If people go, it's too violent, it's disgusting, it shouldn't be allowed. If people want to do it, if people want to do anything, have you ever seen that shit in Italy where they just beat the fuck out of each other? And it's supposed to be like a game of netball or something. It's in a big, like, open rodeo courtyard kind of a thing. And we'll call it a coliseum of sorts. And they're just like, oh, what the fuck is it called? I'm going to find it here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to find this and name it. It begins with a C. What? If there's people listening to this now who know exactly what it is, I'm going, you stupid fuck. But give me a break. You know what I mean? I'm going to find it. Italian. Let's go. Italian. Italian fighting game. Will it come up? Yeah, there it is. So it's called Calcio Storico Azzurri Bianchi. Soccer with a barbaric twist, but it's not really soccer. Like, they're actually passing the ball around. But just Google this shit. Oh my god, amazing! Like, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, I can't see any sport in it. I don't know who wins or what the fucking crack is. I really should watch Vice. Vice have it. There you go. Bare knuckle boxing meets MMA in Calcio story. There you go. Have a fucking look at that, lads. It's the best thing ever. I don't know what the point is. I'm going to look at this actual one because I'd seen it before. And I didn't know that Vice had made a documentary on it. I just saw a clip of it somewhere. Somebody sent it on. I don't know. How are they so shite at rugby? Well, they're not shite. Like, I mean, they're coming on, like, but at the same time, Ireland doesn't have a sport like this. I wish they fucking did. How class is this? It's just lads battering each other. And there is a ball in there, but doesn't seem to be any concern of anybody on the fucking pitch. Class. Brilliant. That makes me happy when I see stuff like that. And this is the thing. You must ban it. You must outlaw it. I'm not saying it isn't violent or it isn't vicious or that I want to give it a go. You know, I mean, I've done martial arts for years and I have been in a few old scrapperoonies, but I'd piss my pants if I got punched in it right now. But, like, if people want to go, like, there's a thing. Have you seen the medieval thing? It's fucking amazing. Have you seen that? It's fucking brilliant. It's actually medieval fighting in a ring. They've actually. This is another fucking thing. I swear to God, I'm not gonna go look it up, but it is. Yeah, it's essentially full gear, full armor, the whole lot, swords, maces, everything, and you can beat the living fuck out of each other inside the ring. What the ring is there for, I don't know. I suppose just for a visual aspect to put people in it, but it's the funniest thing ever. These full knights are armor, Game of Thrones shit, and they batter the fuck out of each other. So I'm guessing the swords are blunted. The idea is to just beat you into submission. I'm guessing it's not to actually kill you or whatever, like, but it's fucking quality. I mean, again, let him at it. Let him at it to fuck. And don't watch it if you don't want to see it. Like, do you know what I mean? There's nobody getting insulted. Like, that is one where there's no argument for it. There's nobody getting insulted. There's no. The only thing you give out about if a new thing came on the scene, like the bare knuckle thing or whatever, that it would draw, you know, scumbags to it, whatever, and gangsters and stuff to it. But again, so fucking what? Put enough fucking cops on it. Shoot people if there's an issue, and make that a policy. Put up a big sign going, "You act the bollocks in here, and I'm going to shoot you." There you go. There's a mist coming down the field here, and I swear to God, the White Walkers are going to come out of it. What the fuck is going on? It's 2:30 in the day. Jesus. Speaking of the White Walkers, I totally clicked on a thing, and they knew what they were doing. So I didn't think it was going to be clickbait, but it was, because it was on the Independent. But there's a Sky news journalist called Jon Snow, and it's Jon Snow's white people comment on Channel 4 News is to be investigated by Ofcom. And I'm like, what? They're giving out about Game of Thrones. Caught me straight away. It's like news host Jon Snow's remark that he had never seen so many white people in one place as being investigated by Ofcom. I'm like, you bastards. You fucking bastards. I mean, what was he talking about? Watch out. Comment on 29. When we refer to pro-Brexit protesters who gathered in Westminster on the day of the UK. But if it's an actual fact, if there was loads and loads of white people, then what's the fucking big deal? Who were the 2,644 people that complained? And what was their problem? If it was an actual fact. If the man was going, I've never seen so many white people. So what? If there was a load of black people there, I've never seen so many black people. So fucking what? He never said there was an issue with it. I mean, yeah, it's pro-Brexit, you're mad cunts if you are. But he didn't even say that. He just went, never seen so many white people. Who's cribbing? I'd love to know, would I'd be here forever in a fucking day. I see Gordon Rochford taking fucking heat from some absolute fucking numpty on Twitter as well for those conspiracy guys, saying it's a misogynistic web or what you call it, or podcast. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're just picking a podcast based on what? Like, you could say mine was misogynistic because once a week I'm here by myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, and when you look into it, I couldn't help it. I never do this shit, but I feel strongly about the fact that his is not, because she got troubled and watch this woman, she got troubled by the fact that he wrote the word rape in one of his tweets, but it was about this rapist who did some raping. And I was like, okay. And that was what triggered her. I'm so triggered right now. You're like, what the fuck? But it was a rapist did some raping. He was just telling the facts of this situation as part of those conspiracy guys' podcast. And he got reported for it. You're like, you absolute fucking dunderhead. Like, and then when you see it, how she actually writes tweets with this short form, you dis, and you're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. That's the amazing thing about social media, is that there's no fucking there's no levels to get in. There's no law or license to get in. You can just be the thickest cunt on the planet and still have a voice, which is fine. Don't go around bashing people like you're smart. There's almost, I don't think I've ever met somebody who's as sharp as Gordon Rochford. And I'm related to doctors. I'm a thick cunt, but I know smart people. I know smart people. He's one of the smartest people I ever met. I don't know, I'm going off topic. We'd started off with a lovely thing about bare knuckle fighting there for a while, and it was great. But as you speak about fucking numpties, I'm still getting comments on. I put up this. I don't know if anybody ever looked at it on my YouTube page. YouTube. I put a video up from a thing a couple of years ago. It was the Ghost Hunters show that we did with TV3. I said we did. I was there. They brought me along. They made it. It's very professional looking. If you're into ghosty things, it's good. It looks the part. But it's a ghost show. Let me repeat that. A show about hunting for ghosts. Okay, we're all on a level here. People that listen to fucking Ramble Pod and Bookshot are smart people. It's about ghosts. Well, fuck me. I remember I just put it up, and I never look at my YouTube thing because it's just linked to whatever and stuff gets shared through. And it's like 100 and so, like, let me just actually see how many fucking views there is on this thing. I got a notification from this fucking numpty, and you're like, this is what I want to talk about. This guy, True Blue EG8, with a picture of some bucket of shit of a car in his K2 meter. Really? Two question marks, two different ones. What utter rubbish. You're like, yeah, it's a ghost show. You're trying to fucking sift out the reality of it. It's like people that give out about fucking Superman. Superman, how could he possibly defy the laws of physics by, flying around? You're like, hold on. It's fucking Superman. Same as this ghost shit. 140,514 views this thing got without me ever, without, like, I could put up the best of stand-up and it wouldn't get a fucking sniff against this thing. And it's 45 minutes long, this show. Do you know what I mean? People have watched it to the end. So people are into this shit, right? And they see the fuck. It's amazing to see the hold on, who's the fucking? Oh right, okay, sorry. The I was just wondering. I've just seen more comments underneath. You're like, who is, like, people comment and then people rowing back and forth. You're like, lads, it's ghosts. You're getting stressed out about K2 meters. It's ghosts. They ain't no ghosts. I hate to be a spoiler alert. And you see these people going, I felt their presence. There's one woman I remember who wrote on it. She goes, I don't know how, like, because when it pop up my phone, they're just worth reading for the sake. But it's like, I don't know how I know, but there's a woman in pain in that room. She's trapped inside a door. I'm feeling it now. Like, are you fucking joking me? Are you fucking joking? I would go down to Loftus Hall if you are into ghosty things and all the rest of it. Go down there for a fucking look. It is well worth it. They have it set up amazingly to scare the piss clean out of you. It's well worth a fucking look. But stop getting stressed about ghosts, lads. There's bigger things. Although we went to see Pet Sematary last night. I laughed my stones off the whole way through it. The cat in it kept on fucking making me laugh. Oh my God. We moved seats. I'm now officially an old person. Gang of lads sitting behind, but they weren't even behaving like a proper gang of lads. They were behaving like a gang of fucking much younger schoolgirls. So I was like, oh fuck. So there was plenty of seats in the cinema. So we moved, and I threw him a dirty look and everything. And one of the lads recognized me. He was like, "This is your man from J-Motor." And they went quiet. But actually, the seats we moved to were far better. But went to see Pet Sematary, and it was kind of a load of shite. But it wasn't like it was over nice and quick. I liked it. There was a couple of good actors in it. And, like, there was people kind of being frightened and stuff, but I kept on fucking laughing. For some reason, the cat, his eyebrow was always up. He came back. Like, the story is, I'll ruin it for you, but the cat kind of comes back from the dead, right? The cat's kind of fucked up. But he's got a badass attitude about him now. Like, before that, he was just a meow meow cat, like, which is, how you describe a proper cat as a meow meow cat. But he kept on having his eyebrow up. And it just kept, I don't know why it made me laugh so fucking much. And it would focus on the cat. I think that it was a comedic fucking person who edited it. Because for me, there was a load of comedy in it. Not for everybody else in the room, by the looks of things, or by the sound of things, but me laughing like a bollocks. I was probably far worse than the gang of young fellas that were sitting up the back, annoying the shit out of everybody. Because at points when it was supposed to be real scary, and I'm normally into, like, scary movies. I'll go with them, like, you know what I mean? I'll be in it. I'll get a fucking jump or whatever where it's supposed to get a jump. But from being on fucking telly and doing bits and pieces of telly things, it's kind of ruined it, because now you're watching it from an editing point of view and you can hear the next thing about to happen. Because this is the thing to listen out for. If you're watching, for example, you're watching something scary and there's a door opening in the scene that's about to happen next, that door will start creaking at the tail end of the scene you're watching. Now, same with horse hooves, same with anything. Now, let that ruin television for you. It happens on everything you'll watch. You will hear the sound of whatever's happening first before it flips into the next scene on the tail end of the scene you're watching. And that's what, but I'm normally okay. Like that thing, Get Out. I like that. I found it kind of funny too, but I did like it. You know what I mean? I got into it. But that Pet Sematary thing last night, it just fucking cracked me up. Watch it and tell me that cat doesn't make you fucking laugh. Oh, where else are we? There was an earthquake. We'll finish up. With the half an hour nearly done. With the half an hour nearly done, I have to fucking head out to Hoth this evening for a thing. Yeah, Donegal, earthquake. Fucking earthquake in Donegal. Can you believe it? They get all the good stuff up there. They fucking needed the poor bastards. A bit of crack, wouldn't it? Imagine if we got proper stuff happening here in Ireland. Imagine landslides, earthquakes, tsunamis. You know what I mean? High snow every year. What the fuck would we do with ourselves? What kind of a society would we be? We probably wouldn't give out as much, I'd say. There probably wouldn't be space for sticking in an angry podcast once a week, I'd imagine. If people were constantly dealing with tigers. Imagine a tiger threat in Ireland. If there was actual tigers living in, say, fucking Offaly. Or worse, mountain lions. Because tigers are kind of lazy or whatever. They're not going to go after you. But mountain lions will fuck you up. I'm told. It's not that I ever grew up around them or whatever, but can you imagine it? If there was proper predators like bears, fucking load of fucking Kodiak bears living up in fucking Leitrim. Do you know, don't go to Leitrim. Don't go to Leitrim anyway. No, I'm joking. Leitrim's a lovely place. I've had some lovely weekends in Leitrim. But earthquake in fucking Donegal. Jesus Christ, they do anything. I bet you do you know what? Who's going to deny it? Imagine if there wasn't. Who's going to deny it? There's not a soul would deny it. People go, oh, okay, fair enough. Grant. Anyway, on that lovely one, have I anything else to tell you? Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I don't. I'm sure I do. I should have made more notes for this one. I didn't, unfortunately. Like I said, oh yeah, shit, this coming weekend after I do a podcast, and I'm just looking at my whatchamacallits here, and we go to that wedding. Waterford people, I'm going to be in Revolution Comedy Club in Waterford this Saturday night, and then for next week, but I will be talking to you, but put this in the diary. As far as I've been told, a friend of the podcast, well, we haven't met, but I'm sure we will meet. Sharon, she listens to the podcast. She's probably not listening to this one because she's flying home. She said she'd be looking forward to the Mickey podcast. I'm a fucking child. Makes me smile every time. Then so does Mickey Bartlett. So you know what? God, I still have images. If anybody's listened to that last one, have a fucking listen. If you haven't listened to the last one, go listen to Mickey Bartlett. Oh my God, that story about the Icelandic woman. And I believe him too. But I'm in Lavery's on the 17th. I'm coming back to Lavery's, lads. Locked in for the 17th this next Wednesday. But Waterford people, I'll be in Revolution. I think the link is on the website. Go to tomomahony.com/gigs for all your gigs if you want to come see me. There I fucking am. Go for it. Where else am I? Don't worry about it. Look, it's there. Have a look. See where I'm at. It'll be grand. I'll come see. I'll come see if give me a shout out if any podcast listeners are coming to the gigs. Give me a shout afterwards. We'll fucking hang. We'll have some chit chats. Might get a kebab. Had a kebab the other night and I'm obsessed now. I haven't had one in about 7 years and it was fucking delicious. Where did I get it from? Oh, by the way, just to give you a heads up, I was talking about Arctic Stone. Matt Thompson from up the road. Matt Thompson, shout out to Matt. He said he filled me in on where the lads are. And on top of that, they made contact. So there's going to be fucking rolled ice cream for Tommy. Tommy and the missus. Tommy and Natasha. She said, the chap, I think is Kaelin, is going to sort us out. And also, I have to give a shout out to McCabe's coffee. Outstanding stuff. I got it there. I hadn't had it in a couple of years. Spotted it yesterday. Got it yesterday in where we were having the brekkie. By Jesus, it is smooth. And it's Ireland's only coffee from what I can tell. Ireland's only, like, it's not grown here, but they're farming it themselves, pretty much. They're buying direct from farmers, abroad somewhere. So they're not buying it through a third party or anything like that. They're actually going out there and getting it themselves, and they're from only up the road. And on top of that, yes, they are going to be sending me some free coffee. But I would have said it anyway. I'm pretty sure McCabe's fucking coffee don't listen to me on the podcast typically, but they got in touch. And I put up on Instagram, there was great stuff. They got in touch by pure fluke. The person who represents that company was at one of the gigs over the weekend by total fluke. So, and I would have recommended it regardless. It's good shit. What else? Oh yeah, like that. If you need to follow me on any platform, I haven't said just go to tomomahony.com. Chatty snaps. I got a couple of snaps this morning. I will reply, but I don't really use it. I don't put up fucking much stuff there or whatever. But do send me on stuff if that's your thing. Send me on stuff from the week. Let me know. I had a postman this morning send me stuff. He had his little motorized cart. I want to go on one of them yokes. Motorized cart saying delighted with the fucking podcast. Didn't expect one out on a Sunday to have it for his Monday morning walk around. So send me on wherever you're listening to Buckshot. Just let me know, or the Ramble Pod, whichever one. Also, if you are listening, do me a favor. This is becoming very important. I need you to do this. Becoming very, very important. If you are listening through Apple Podcasts in some which way and it allows, or whichever one, but pretty much Apple Podcasts, I think is the most important one to drive it up the charts some bit. I need ratings from you. It's not drive it up the charts, but actually let people find it. more, because I don't give a fuck about charts. I'm going to be competing with some fucking somebody who's, who's got paid for a ton of fucking followers and stuff like that, or who have a network behind them. This is just you and me, gang. Let's get more ratings. So if you can rate on the whatchamacallit, and write us a nice little fucking whatchamacallit. But when I mean rate, give it 5 stars, or keep the rest of them. You know what I mean? Give it 5. It doesn't benefit from anything less. You know what I mean? And we're not really a controversial podcast, so you know what I mean? Give it if you're feeling in a good mood. Don't give anything if you're not. There you go. Write us a little fucking whatchamacallit and share it with the rest of the gang on whatever social media platform you're on. But do send me on your pictures. Let me know where you're fucking listening to the crack, and I'll repost it if you're okay with that. And look, I have the guest lined up and all for next. Should be out next Friday evening, possibly Saturday morning. But go forth, be strong, and I'll chat to you then, gang. Good luck.